I like to get up and walk, get outside and walk like I'm doing right now. So go outside and get into the sunshine within the first hour or so of your day. And it turns out what that does is that triggers a spike in our cortisol, which is good. You always hear about cortisol spikes and high cortisol being a problem, but we need cortisol. Hey gang, welcome back. Now if you're new here, my name is Mark. I am 64 years old, and this is my 60 plus fitness journey. Okay, on today's episode, I'm going to talk about why I like to work out in the morning. And there's primarily, I guess, three facets to that. And I guess all are equally important. And I want to start with the first, what I think is the coolest part of this. It's something I never really considered until just recently. I was watching a video on this. Andrew Huberman, I think it is. He was talking about our natural biological rhythms. And I'm going to paraphrase this or abridge it. But effectively what it boils down to is, we have 24 hours and there's a circadian rhythm. And for most of us that don't work, night shifts and crazy vampire shifts and things like that, in the morning when we get up, it's best to get outside and get into the sunshine. Even if it's a little cloudy like today, those photons of light are still getting through to your eyeballs. So I've always liked to get out in the morning within 60 minutes, or within an hour of getting up. I like to get up and walk, get outside and walk like I'm doing right now. So go outside and get into the sunshine within the first hour or so of your day. And it turns out what that does is that triggers a spike in our cortisol, which is good. Always hear about cortisol spikes and high cortisol being a problem, but we need cortisol. And in the morning in particular, this cortisol spike sets a lot of things into motion. And first and foremost is it triggers a release of dopamine in our body. And this dopamine, I'm sure you've heard a lot of, dopamine is associated with, pleasure. But it's also associated with setting us up with our focus, setting us up with some alertness and desire to pursue. And all of that right there, those are good attributes for a day. You want to get your day going. You want to be alert and focused and have a desire to pursue something, whether it be work or food or whatever. So that's good stuff. And there's a lot of other things that pop in there too, but the main thing is that in the morning, with that spike in cortisol and release of dopamine and having our mood set and our alertness set, I can go to the gym and have the ability and the drive to go in there and make things happen. Now, the cool thing about this is it all makes sense now, because I'm sure I'm not alone in this, but I've never been able to really get established in an afternoon workout pattern. Now, for the last, 8 years, I've, even when I was working, 5 years of that, 8 years, when I was working, I would get up early in the morning and go to the gym. But the odd thing about that was like 5 a.m. when the gym opened up. I was never, obviously not in the sunshine. The last 3 years since I've retired, I've been able to take advantage of this early morning sunshine exposure, and I can tell a difference. It really does work. And I'm sure, I know not everybody can do this, but the ability to be able to get out into the sunshine and walk like I'm doing right now, to set and create a cortisol spike and get the dopamine in my system really makes a difference. And I go in and generally after I get back from my walk, I'll go in and have some breakfast and go to the gym about 9 or 9:30. Walk up to the gym too. So it's all good stuff. So that's a long-winded number one reason why I go to the gym in the morning. And number two is, generally speaking, it's less crowded in there. Jostling for machines and just dealing with, trying to navigate the gym floor with all kinds of people in there. It's just generally easier in the morning. And the third reason is that I never know what's going to happen on any given day. I mean, I could have the best laid plans could go awry. Say, okay, I'm going to make it to the gym at 4 o'clock, which is crazy town and crazy time anyway. And, sure enough, something's going to happen. You're going to have to go do something else you never anticipated. You try not to get run over here. And so if you get it done in the morning, it's done. Can't take it back from you. So that's good. And that's why I like to work out in the morning. And I guess I've always been a morning person too. I guess that's reason 4. I don't know. But I guess it all makes sense now. I've always said to myself, Mark, you're a morning person. I seem more alert, ready to do things in the morning. And this kind of explains it. The whole cortisol spike, circadian rhythm, dopamine release theory there. And, I guess it's not really a theory. It seems to work for me. And that's kind of anecdotal, in that it's my experience. But I'm sure others have had the same experience. And there are probably other people that have, their circadian rhythm is a little different than mine. They're more towards getting up at noon or maybe later, and everything is shifted to the right there. So a lot of folks, they're not morning people, and they're more afternoon people. And I say, more power to you. More people working out in the afternoon, the better it is for me in the morning. Anyway, I just wanted to share that with you, why I like to work out in the morning. So let us know, what's your favorite time of day to work out and why? And while I'm thinking about it, as always, I appreciate you taking the time to stop in and hang out with me. I always think about it. I know you're there. I see you right out there. And if you do me the additional favor of clicking that like button, likes drive the algorithm here, and the more views, the more of you fine folks we get to sign up and subscribe. So speaking of that, hit that like button, share this with your friends, hit that notification bell, and if you haven't already, please consider clicking that subscribe button. You are cordially invited and more than welcome, and we'd love to have you. Alrighty, and with that I'll say, till next time, go get 'em. Mark out.